Bored waiting for a new video? Make yourself comfortable. Now I'm going to tell you about 5 folding knives that have become true legends. There were many contenders for 5th place. These include the legendary Military Spider and the actual SMF Lomestrider. But to give this place up, I've decided the knife that, in my opinion, started the concept of tactical knives. And it's an Emerson EC1M. Emerson EC1M Military began development at the request of U.S. Navy SEAL leadership. At the time, the CIL unit needed a knife as part of its combat team equipment, and whose primary mission would be to eliminate enemy sentries. Unfortunately, the EC1M was not officially adopted by the SEALs, but it was privately distributed in large numbers to fighters of various special forces, both in America and Europe. Based on the EC1M, Ernest Emerson created his famous Emerson Commander, which was introduced to the public in 1999 and won the Knife of the Year award at the Atlanta Blade Show. That same year, Ernest patents his unique Emerson Wave quick opening knife system, which is now used by virtually all knife industry trendsetters. 4th place in our ranking goes to one of the most inexpensive and workable folding knives in the world, and it's the Opinel No. 8. In 1890, in the family blacksmith shop in the small village of Albevere with Joseph Opinel, the first folding knife was created, which was called Opinel. It was later given the No. 8, which refers to the size of this knife. The Opinel 8 isn't just a knife, it's a story, a legend, it's an entire nation. The serial production of Zaap Pel started only in 1914, and by the beginning of the Second World War 20 million of these knives had already been sold. Over 100 years have passed, and the Penel-8 is still one of the best-selling knives in the world, with little change in design since 1890. And it's a well-deserved 4th place in our ranking. And the 3rd place is occupied by a knife, which was almost every kid. This is the legendary Swiss Army knife Victorinox. I don't know what to say. My love for knives started with this Red Devil about 20 years ago, and it still serves me well. Well, it all started in 1791, when Carl Elsener, the owner of a surgical equipment company, discovered that the pocket knives supplied to the Swiss Army were made in Germany. He decided to change things and equip the army with Swiss-made knives. The first such knife had a wooden handle and was equipped with a blade, screwdriver, can opener and all. On June 12, 1897, LZNR patented his new device, and Swiss knives have steadily made their way down the pages of history to the present day. They are still the benchmark for knife quality and versatility. And for dessert, I'll note that these knives are on the list of standard equipment for NASA astronauts. I give 2nd place to SPYDERCO's first knife, the CO1 Worker. This knife started not only the Spyderco knife industry, but also a new era of folding knives in general. Launched back in 1981, this knife embodied all the innovative ideas of Spyderco, which still sets the main vector in the knife industry. The knife O-clip, now found on virtually every folding knife in the world, was first seen on the Worker. The post-Spyderca's signature Spyderca, dubbed Spyderca Roundhall, also appeared first on Worker. Spey took out a patent on it, and later sought to have it recognized as a trademark of the company. Also, Cell Glesser, the founder of Spyderca, was the first to use a serrated blade in the design of a folding knife, but that was a different knife, released a year later, and that's another story. The first place of our ranking is deservedly occupied by perhaps the most famous knife in modern history, Buck 110. Knife expert Bernard Levine described the 110 Buck perfectly. The Model 110 was the idea that made Alback knife manufacturing world famous, and the name Buck as familiar as Serax. The Buck 110 appeared in 1963 and immediately made a sensation. This rock knife with a brass and ebony handle was sturdy enough to do the same thing with it as a regular knife. Since its debut, there have been small changes to make it stronger, thinner, and more comfortable. And the most impressive thing is that for 50 years, Buck has put the device on all the frills of modern knife making and continues to produce old-school classics, remaining the market leader. In addition, the Buck 110 is so reliable that the manufacturer, just think about it, gives him a lifetime warranty. and I give this knife first place. These were the top 5 legendary folding knives. Want to know more about knives? Right now, subscribe to the channel. On it, you'll find knife life hacks, reviews, ratings, and a lot of stuff for the real man. And that's the end of it. Bye everyone and see you all online.